Pete Dog.
My man, I can't believe you hit him with the minute countdown on a late start. That's kind of like an FU.
Hey, you know what's funny is I didn't even think about it, bro. Like,
I was trying to say something, but I realized I was already muted. I'm like, it's too late.
no, yeah, nah, it's I got a crazy late start. I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. Like, right, I slept really good. Like, right,
Nice.
I slept good, but then when I woke up, Cobra Kai came out. Right, so Cobra Kai came out, and the way they broke up Cobra Kai, bro, they broke up Cobra Kai into three different, like it's a series finale. So this is like the fifth or the sixth season. This is the last season, the season finale.
Sure.
But they broke it up into 6 stories, 3 different parts. So it's like it's one through 6 on like season 6A or season 5A. Then 1 through 6 on season 6B, and then 1 through 6 on season 6C. So it's like it just dropped this morning. So I was watching it, and I ended up sitting right there watching it. And I still had enough time to get together, but I just totally messed up the time, bro. Like, it was crazy. Like, wow. Yeah, it was one of the mornings, and this is where it's a commitment. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the true, like, defining measure of a commitment. You know what I'm saying? When you tired, like, you know what I'm saying? And
I hear you.
It's like we've been doing this. And I remember talking to Still about this when we first was talking about doing No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour.
Talking to who?
Still, when we all first talked about it.
Who the hell's that?
The guy that comes on here sometimes. Still.
Oh, from now on, I got a new nickname for Steel.
All right, what's the nickname?
And it's a dual purpose. It's actually a really cool nickname if you think about it.
Yeah.
We're going to call him the Black Square. And some people might think it's because he's black and square, but also it's because if we did the 3-space deal, he's usually represented by empty space, which is just a black square on the screen.
I could dig it. I could dig it. No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, noon Pacific Standard Time, not 12:08. So forgive me, all y'all in the comments, everybody on Twitter who look for this for your lunchtime entertainment. You feel me? Forgive me. I didn't eat. Like, I ate early. Like, I really didn't eat food yesterday. I drank juice. So this is one of them times where it's kind of like it threw me off.
Glasses Nation, we don't issue forgiveness. We issue consequences.
There you go. And now I'm paying a consequence. So I gotta make sure I do something consequential that I deserve. So No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour, 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Click the thumbs up button. Let everybody know you in the house. You feel me? Right there. Click that thumbs up button. Go into the description. Subscribe to No Ceilings, the podcast. Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcast. No Ceilings podcast is executive produced by Charlemagne the God, Black and Fat Network, that's his company, and iHeart, the media conglomerate, you know, who's going to do some really big things for us with this new album. So I'm glad we made it here. I got my gallon of water. You feel me? I got my gallon of water ready to go.
Dude, there's your consequences. We're doing this college fraternity style. You got to chug the entire fucking water. You can't let that bottle leave your mouth till it's over. There's your
no way. I couldn't even do it if I might as well just take this gun under this desk and shoot myself.
Dude, we used to do that shit. I fortunately, I drank so much liquor, I got a pass for everything. But other lightweights, they used to make them drink a gallon of milk until they threw it up.
Man, I'm crying, dog. No chance.
Doesn't get any whiter than that, guys. It doesn't get any whiter than the white guy covered in his own milk.
Shout out to everybody in the comments. My favorite Squishy. I got Squishy package going together. She went to the Crip store and bought some merch. So I'm finna put together her a fire package of everything just to show her love, because she always show us love.
All this material and all that.
Yeah, shout out to Tiptoe. Shout out to Fast. What's up, Fast, my brother? Whiteout. Craze, what up, cuz? Craze want to come do the show. Craze is my Crip brother from Brooklyn. So we gotta have Craze on the show. Craze is a super intellect. My brother Gene, shout out to Deuce. For some reason, he keeps calling you Slim Shady, but Slim Shady couldn't be you if he wanted to.
He really is he's committed to that one.
Yeah. So you feel me? And it's funny because what took me the longest, right, is I'm getting ready and I'm looking like in the mirror. So I got two things going. So I'm in the mirror and I'm like, damn, like I got 20 or 30 more pounds to lose to not be overweight.
What? Like, aren't you down to like 230 or something like that now, or 240?
No, but it's only 20 to 30 pounds.
Sure.
Right? That's all I got left. So I was just looking like, damn, like fuck, like I really did lose a lot of weight. And then even how efficient my body is really dope. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all get How to Eat to Live. That's a really great book. Shout out to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Rest in peace to that player. But that book is incredible. Brilliant book by a brilliant man. I
need some rose gold merch. I'm gonna have to figure out about this. It's gonna be just me throwing money off the balcony. But
okay, so look, so after that, right, on the TV, right, on the TV is
I'm guessing Mike Tyson. Dude, they threw some bread at the Instagram models. Some of those Instagram models are monsters in the game. I seen them back. I was like,
yeah. So I got it on the TV. So I got it on the TV, the YouTube going and all that. I'm like, damn. Like, so I see Mike Tyson slap him. I had to come out of there, and that's what threw me off because I had to like look at it like, wait a minute, he slapped him. And I'm like, a lot of people, I was like, damn, I hit my group chat and people were saying that they thought it was promotion. And I'm like, nah, that looked real. And come to find out, shout out to the homie Brandon that's in my boxing chat, he realized that when he did that little weird kind of move, he stepped on Mike Tyson's foot. Mike Tyson was, he came in thunderduns to show people what type of shape he was in.
He's notorious for that. He was probably one of the first guys to really pioneer the male exotic weigh-in.
Yeah. And for a 58, I mean, for any human being, he's in incredible shape. But for a 58-year-old man, his body is, carved up real nice. And he only weighs 10 pounds probably. I think Mike Tyson's fighting weight was 218.
Dependent, but 214 to 218, sometimes 222.
At 228. You know what I mean? So,
wow. He was up in the deep into the 300s for a period of time. Like when he showed up in the movie Hangover and with the Phil what's that guy's name who sang that song? Phil Collins.
Yeah.
He was well into the 300s.
Yeah. No, he was huge. And it just really made me think, man. It really made me think. I couldn't understand how people thought Jake Paul could beat Mike Tyson. Like, right, and I get it. What they have to be weighing in, what they have to be believing is, right, is, okay, yes, Mike Tyson is not the generic 58-year-old man. You know what I mean? He's not anything like Glasses Malone is going to be at 58, or even Pete, who's probably going to be in really good shape at 58. Lord knows if we make it to that point. But
hopefully not.
Yeah. So they have to be hoping that age really made sure his legs weren't there. Like a lot of Mike Tyson, I've had this discussion multiple times. I'm a big fan of boxing. I've been watching boxing since a kid. Yeah. Shout out to my step pop Clarence. Shout out to everybody who's always my big homie Maine, people who I know. I've always been blessed to be around men who are into that type of art. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, like Mike Tyson is a lot of legs with what he does. You know what I mean? It's a lot of speed, but it's generated from his legs. And you'll hear the traditional argument that Mike Tyson, was out of his prime really early. And what they want to really say is Mike Tyson is a fighter who depended on speed. So he needed his legs to generate the quickness and speed. Yeah. Like I've always said for years, Mike Tyson's power is overrated. That's not to say he's not a puncher. He punches incredibly well, but really his quickness and speed was the cornerstone to his dominance early on. And that was Cuss's kind of thing when he found those type of it's no secret that rest in peace Customato, one of the greatest trainers in boxing, had he had the first and second youngest heavyweight champions ever.
Sure.
Mike Tyson.
Well, I think he had. Well, now at the time he had the first youngest twice.
Yes, exactly. So Mike Tyson broke another Customato's heavyweight champions record for being the youngest heavyweight, Floyd Patterson. So that type of thing, it depends on quickness and speed. And when you at your fastest, especially in quickness, is when you at your youngest. Now,
Roy Jones is another good example.
A great example. Some people still, get busy and figure out ways to make their body work.
Even Muhammad Ali.
Huh?
Even look at Sonny Liston Muhammad Ali and George Foreman Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Radically different experiences.
Sure. And I get it. A 58-year-old man, for sure, he doesn't have anywhere near the legs that he had at 28, 24, 23, 20. His legs may be at 40, 50%.
And it's every muscle tissue on the interior. That's just part of what it is. The ratio of fast twitch, the way those neurons kick, you get calcification, you get little bits of scar, all that kind of stuff in time does slow just the simple basic physics of that. Because, muscle contraction is it's a chemical ionic charge.
Okay.
Which
creates, it is rooted in electricity.
100%. Yeah. It's like a battery, just like a battery. Same principle.
So the Matrix wasn't far off when they had the humans inside the power in the Matrix.
Yeah, no, there's a chemical ionic charge imbalance that realizes, and it creates a magnetic contraction. All that, like when you lift weights, all you're testing, if like a max lift, is what chemical electromagnetic charge are you capable of. Heck, they could probably test it just as simply by measuring joules or whatever the appropriate metric would be. And another thing I'm curious about also in that age range, another thing that doesn't stick is the eyes. Your eyes change and you lose a little bit or a lot depending on the person.
You get older, you need reading glasses.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay, so right, I'm imagining, and shout out to Gene, man. Gene decided he was not gonna let us starve this week because nobody fed us this week. Shout out to Gene for this $10. Mike is the epitome of muscle memory. And I'm glad 100%. You said that, Gene, because
100%.
That's where this conversation is going. And thank you for the $10. That is burgers. We up in here today. We eating. We starting off right. I get it. His legs are not what his legs were once before, right? Yeah. And his endurance, right? Because as you get older, your endurance changes. Sure. It doesn't 100%. Have to be as dramatic as the legs, because if you keep jogging, consistently miles and miles, even into your 50s, you'll probably still have great win, but you're going to lose some.
It's a different kind of endurance.
Sure.
You can be older and run a marathon, and the bleed is going to be less than which I think is sort of equivalent to boxing. Like if you were going to be a 400-meter sprinter, that's going to fall off a cliff. So there's different types of that application. I mean, I was getting on the track a couple months ago pretty consistently. I can, survive 130 meter. If I try to do some shit I was doing when I was 22, literally, I have the mind for it. I can eat pain for breakfast just from the shit they used to put us through.
Mm-hmm.
I could run myself into a cardiac arrest by accident. I could die on the fucking track if I tried to go bust down a 450 or something like that. I would get in mode and just go, and I'd have a fucking heart attack 300 meters in and die. No bullshit.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Just in case you didn't know, Pete was a great athlete in high school, college, got him to college, and this is a real conversation that Pete is saying. So he understands.
We're gonna say great in a very watered down sense.
Well, I mean, you were better than other high school athletes.
Sure.
A lot of them. Yeah. So no, I'm not saying you the boy from Jamaica. I'm just saying you understand a little bit more, and you kind of, to me, you take the science of it all a lot better than more athletes than I know.
Yeah, I did train. I did personal training. I did coaching at the junior college level afterwards. So there's a lot to. And I got very much into that portion of it because I wasn't going to be someone who could walk into a gym and look like men's magazine model and everyone wants to work out with me. I had to like talk to him and explain to him like, look, that guy looks like this, but I got a book here or shit that no one can fuck with.
Yeah. Okay, so again, I totally understand the thought of Jake Paul winning. I understand even to some degree why Jake Paul is favored in the general public, because Jake Paul is a 27-year-old. He's a favorite.
Interesting.
I think he's negative 180. So it's close.
Yeah.
I think Mike is a plus 140, right? And I get why that betting odd is that betting odd. Shout out to MVP Promotions. That's Jake Paul stuff. This is a really great event.
Just for some perspective, that's about a field goal equivalent in football.
Yeah, there you go. And so I totally understand why Mike Tyson, right, is not the favorite in this fight to the general public, right? Because at the end of the day, Jake Paul's a 27-year-old guy who's been in professional contests as a boxer for the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Right?
We'll say in the post George Bush America.
Right, yeah. Yeah, there you go. So he has had fights as a professional, and he is somewhat of an athlete. He has to be, right? Because boxing is a really strenuous sport. Look, I'm not taking no credit to any of y'all on Twitter, on YouTube that think that makes sense to you. And he's 27. He bulked up a little bit. Okay, good.
What
Mike
did he
Tyson
weigh in
is,
at?
huh?
What did he weigh in at?
I didn't even check his weigh-in. I didn't even look at it.
Hold on.
The slap just happened real fast.
Keep going. I'll look at it.
So long story short, right? I'm like, I totally get it. But there's a thing that people are talking about in these chats. Shout out to the homie Kiwi. Shout out to my boy Gene. Shout out to everybody who gets this. The thing that we're referring to when we talk about muscle memory, when we're talking about skill set, and when we're talking about boxing IQ, right?
Sure.
This is an important thing in this conversation, even fighting a 58-year-old man. Like I will never forget, huh?
Real quick, just for the audience. Jake Paul weighed in at 227, Mike Tyson at 228. So we're looking at comparable mass.
Right? So totally get it, right? But Mike Tyson knows so much about boxing and what's been underrated in Mike Tyson's career. And I got a chance to tell Mike Tyson this to his face. What's crazy is I go see Mike Tyson at the shout out to my brother Frenchie. Frenchie, it's my brother, man. He asked me come up to the Mike Tyson boxing podcast. Really dope experience. Got a chance to see Mike. He's not, no, Trap's not outside. You gotta you in the wrong link, Trap. You gotta come in the right Trap. Shout out to Squishy. Trap said, let him in. Trap not in. No, he not outside.
He's next door.
He's next door. Yeah, he ain't at this door. Long story short, Mike Tyson, I got a chance to tell Mike Tyson this when I went to the Hot Boxing podcast, that his power that I thought somebody else brought it up. Daz and Corrupt were there. And this is right after Tupac Must Die, so I didn't know what his attitude or temperament was going to be like me. I had brought a big blower too. Because I'm like, if this
that was a good story.
If this man put his hands on me, like I'm gonna blow Mike Tyson ass down right here. This is a real story. Like I swear, like it was a thing. And when I finally got to meet him, it was amazing. Like Mike is a brilliant, like he's a brilliant man. He's really hypersensitive. A lot of people think his screws loose, but no, his screws are in tight. So he really listens. And to me, that's a big, I said that that's a real no ceilings thing. You know what I'm saying? Like IQ, intellect is the ability to listen. And Mike Tyson is the type of person that listens to you and speaks to what you're saying to him. Yeah. He's not hearing you, he's listening. And a lot of things about him. So when they brought it up to him, the dude was being an asshole. He was like, man, Glasses said he thinks your power is overrated. And he said, what? He looked at me. I said, yeah. I said, what I said specifically was, Mr. Tyson, right? What I said specifically, and mind you, I'm 6'3". Feel me? Yeah. I'm a big old guy. Mike Tyson is 5'11". But if you see this motherfucker's neck and fucking shoulders, man, this motherfucking neck and his motherfucking shoulders, man, is crazy. So I'm looking like it's no way possible I could whoop this 54, 55-year-old man. It just ain't gonna work out. You know what I mean? Like I said, I got a blower because I know Pac was his partner, so I'm not knowing how this is gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I said, what the whole context, Mike, Mr. Tyson, was, I said, I said, your speed is the killer. Your quickness is the killer. Your power is overrated. Your power is overrated. I think you're a great puncher, but I think your quickness and speed is what got it done. And he thought about it. He said, I agree.
Question.
Yeah.
Force is rate times mass.
Rate times mass. Okay.
So if power is force, those are interchangeable terms, and he's really fast, what he's giving up in 20 or 30 pounds with other fighters, he's making up for in velocity of the weapon. So it'd be interesting to compare force to force relative to that, because he's moving faster than Lennox, but Lennox is bringing more mass on the shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. So that's a great point. I'll make sure I clip that out and remember that. So I'm telling him, he said, I agree with you. And I said, that's to me why people, they didn't think he did as well when he came home from prison, because he still was an incredibly, like Mike Tyson's greatest win is his second win against Frank Bruno. Not the undisputed wins, not the wins over Larry Holmes. That was a cool win, even though Larry Holmes was considered past his prime. Not Mike Spinks, where Mike Spinks pretty much just was like, I don't want this fight. We could talk about a lot of wins, but the second win when he came home to become a two-time world champion against Frank Bruno, and that version of Frank Bruno who already knew Mike Tyson and was a much better fighter, a much better fighter than he was the first time, and fresh. For Mike Tyson to come home and become a two-time champion, that was his greatest win.
And I think, like, also in the same vein, that hiatus of prison, what that did physically was similar to what you had experienced in Roy Jones's career after Ruiz. When you're at a certain age, you gain all that weight, and then you want to peel that weight back to where you used to be 6 years ago or whatever the hell it was, 5 years ago. And not only are you on the other side of the canyon age-wise, when you get bigger and then try to pull back, that also affects your speed. So like Roy, that marketing personal drive to go through all those weight classes and then come back down at that at that sensitive age is very similar to Mike at that same sensitive age being suspended from speed development all the time.
Sure. And so I say that to say, with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, Jake Paul doesn't know enough about boxing to beat Mike Tyson, even at 58. Now, again, if he was fighting against another guy in his 50s that wasn't a champion, maybe if he's fighting David Tua, maybe if he's fighting, which I don't think he can beat any really.
Tua, that's dangerous. Yeah, that's scary.
And that maybe because Tua.
Who was the white guy that fought Mike when he first got out? McKinley or something like that?
I forgot.
Peter something?
Oh, Peter McNeely.
McNeely. I was close.
Peter McNeely.
That could be interesting.
Shout out to Ricardo Hernandez. Tyson is getting knocked out easy money. That is something I could not imagine.
Mike getting knocked out. Mike has a chin. He has a very underrated chin.
And Jake doesn't have, don't get me wrong, his chin is.
Didn't Jake one-shot a guy who was like a pretty tenured fighter? Who was the guy he knocked out? Who's the MMA guy he knocked out?
Listen, this is Jake's dilemma in this fight. Minus he's a novice that really doesn't dance with professional boxers consistently, right? That he don't have a record. That pretty much the only guy he fought that was a boxer, you feel me, was Tyson Fury's brother, Tommy Fury. And then he fought some other guys who do a couple different things. But he fought a lot of basketball players and old UFC fighters. It's a way you dance in boxing that's underrated. And you know what the other problem, Pete, is? He's been fighting at light heavyweight.
Yeah. That to me was something I was going to mention a second ago. If he threw on 40 pounds
Yes.
a few months. That's a different. Even if it's 40 pounds
50.
of muscle, that's a different party.
It's 50.
Tyron Woodley. That's who.
Tyron Woodley is not a boxer.
Sure, but I'm just saying it speaks to his ability to lay one single shot.
It's a different thing though. Like, right? It's like a UFC punch and a boxing punch is different. Like, I get it that they're punches, but it's a way you punch and it's a way other fighters prepare. Like, listen, can Mike Tyson become a sitting duck in this fight because he's 58 years old? Like, is that possible? Probably not, because of his IQ for boxing.
You know what I think?
That's the only thing that bothers me in that thought. Like, people like, oh, Mike Tyson legs. It's like, okay, you tire him out. He gets to the 4th and 5th and 6th round. You know what? He can be tired. Mike Tyson is beyond cagey. Yeah. He is hella intelligent. His IQ for boxing is crazy. And there's a confusion about what happened to him in Mike Tyson's last fight against Kevin McBride. And I'm like, Kevin McBride has been fighting his whole life. The last guy Mike Tyson lost to was a big young white guy who had been an amateur and a professional who had fought 30 times. It's different when you dance with the dancers. Even a 58-year-old dancer, when you're not a dancer, you're a guy who just started dancing, the boxing dance. Yeah, it's a dance.
That's kind of where I almost think that that Jake couldn't get lucky. And you kind of see this play, like sometimes you play pickup basketball with people who don't play basketball, and they create just like totally awkward timing, ugly collisions in the paint because everybody's used to moving a certain way, and there's a sequence, there's a system to sport basketball when you're on the floor. People who are foreign to that create car wrecks all the time. I could almost see him awkwardly stumbling into, just by sheer chance, like two comets colliding in deep space type of thing, where like something like that could happen, or where they could awkwardly. I think what's going to happen at some point, they're going to awkwardly bump heads, and whoever's forehead hits whoever's eye wins.
I mean, I get it, Craze. I understand why we would be scared for Mike Tyson. He's a 58-year-old man. But Craze is
almost the same age as Kamala Harris. They're like 18 months apart.
Fucking Tyson. Like, look, 58 is
Ron DeSantis.
I just had the same conversation. There is no way possible Bronny could beat Michael Jordan at a game of basketball right now. It's no way possible. It's no way possible. When Michael Jordan get the ball, Bronny would never get the ball again. And Bronny is going to miss. Michael Jordan would never miss. He would use his body. That's the thing about those older guys, man. Look, when you get to 70, okay, maybe. I don't know if there's going to be a time in Mike Tyson's life, maybe when he get 90, that some guy that's a regular 27-year-old guy could beat him. And Jake Paul
that will happen in a few years. It's going to happen fast. When it happens, it will happen
overnight. You're going to get old overnight. But
you'll be on the wrong end of a weekend, and that'll be the end of it.
I can't see it, dog. Like, I don't see that version. Like, Jake Paul needs to have the feet and the jab. Okay, so it's one thing to stay away from Mike Tyson. Like, even a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, who is the greatest probably guy to close distance in the history of boxing. Nobody's been able to close distance better, right? Even at 58, he still knows how to close distance, right? He knows how to close. So he's going to close distance. So he'll be closing distance for the first 2-3 rounds. Mike Tyson punches harder. Probably this version of Mike Tyson punches 12 times harder than everybody Jake Paul fought altogether.
Did you see that Roy Jones Jr. interview clip that kind of circulated around the last couple days?
Did he say?
He's talking about his amateur fight with Mike.
Yeah, it was an exhibition.
Yeah, and he goes, man, Mike only knows one speed. He only knows how to do this one way. We get in there, and the first shot he hits me with, He hits me in the chest. I thought I got kicked by a horse.
Whoa.
So now I got to be on point because if he gets off, I got to get off. It was a funny little exchange. It was really funny.
That's an exhibition fight with another first ballot Hall of Famer. Jake Paul can beat Roy Jones. It's no way possible this Jake Paul can beat Roy Jones right now. Like these are like he's smart enough to put himself in with other MMA fighters because they're not boxers.
Yeah.
The dance difference between an MMA fighter and a boxing, the dance is way different.
And it's a lot different than other sports, to be honest. It's not like I trained with a guy who ran a 10-1 at 42 years old. And it was like watching Mike because he would get in the blocks and go through his sequence. And the muscle memory was so dug in. It's like this guy can run as faster than 99% of 20-year-olds. I was going to run 10-1 until he was 80. I mean, it's just like it was like a machine. It's like you turn on the car and it goes.
Shout out to Joey Westside. Is this a real fight?
Depends on how you look at it.
Yes, it's a real fight. I know it sounds crazy.
Look at all I say is this much. Go watch if you're in the Tyson side of this. Go watch Michael Moore and George Foreman. And you tell me how much athleticism had to do with the outcome of that fight versus how much knowledge and strategy had to do with the outcome of that fight.
Yeah.
Because George, slower than Mike that day today.
Great point. That day that Mike is today.
That day that he won the world championship, he was less athletic than Mike is today, fighting a bulked up cruiserweight world champion versus Jake Paul of similar age.
And it's Michael Moorer.
That's what I'm saying.
Like Michael Moorer is one of the most
29-year-old. Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't he beat Evander? Isn't that how he got the belt?
But yes, but you know what's crazy? This also goes into that space where people don't realize exactly how skilled Mike Tyson is. People do not realize how skilled Mike Tyson is.
People like to think he gangstered people to death.
Yes. And in their mind, they like, well, Mike Tyson, I'm like, bro, it's Mike Tyson.
Yeah. I mean, that Foreman compact right that he hit Moore with is the most.
That shit was crazy.
That's the most bizarre fucking thing I have ever seen in the history of the sport of boxing.
And the weirdest
I've watched it 150 times.
Yeah,
I still don't understand it.
And the weirdest part is people don't realize he was setting those punches up the whole
pawing like this, trying to block these punches with his hands, and then just bump. And that was the end of the whole fucking fight. Yeah, exactly. The cross.
He set those punches up the whole fight. Even the first two that he threw before that positioned him. And this is what people don't get about Mike. They think Mike is just some wild, like, oh, I'm going to punch you. Bro, there is a skill and there's a game plan that's going to happen that you cannot imagine. And yes, Mike Tyson may not have the stamina of 30 years ago.
So I checked the bets they got up, right? So one of the bets they got is Jake over and under with Jake Paul land 55 punches. What y'all got?
In how many? What is that? In 16 minutes?
16 minutes. In 16 minutes.
16 minutes, 55 punches.
He's going to be right there. Because
3.75 punches a minute.
In the first 3 rounds.
He ain't gonna hit that.
Jake is my fear for Jake is, and this is something, even though the Roy Jones, Mike Tyson was exhibition, Roy Jones is a master boxer.
Yeah.
He knows how to tie you up. He knows how to grab you, right? Even there were times when Mike Tyson was trying to pull away, but Roy just knows how to do it. Jake does not, at a professional high level, know how to
slide out of that. You're gonna slide out of that shit.
So this is your first problem. In the first round, when Mike comes at you, you're not going to hit him. Even a 58-year-old Mike Tyson in the first round.
That's the other thing Roy said. He said, I understood how He said he misevaluated how hard Mike is to hit now.
Yeah. Just imagine what it was back then.
Yeah.
And that's my point. That's what I've been saying. Like, you don't have the jab. Like, even a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, the type of jab and feet you need to get away from him. And the problem is when he starts to hit you.
Yeah. And
you got to realize Roy Jones has been punched by other really great punchers. Jake Paul has never been punched by great punchers. Who hit Jake Paul that we could talk about as a great puncher, as a boxer who knows how to box and throw a punch?
Anderson Silva.
You want to name the UFC? Like Nate Diaz, like is not like getting punched on any level by Mike Tyson with boxing gloves.
When those guys get knocked out, it's blindside kicks. I mean, those guys are getting kicked in the teeth.
Yeah.
You know, like there's not a lot of
like all that right there.
Yeah, if they get hit with a punch, it's usually they're walking into it. But
Kelvin basically saying there's level to it that Jake hasn't really been exposed to. I get it. And yes, he hasn't been. And listen,
the one thing
somebody asked me, Pete, what happens if Mike Tyson loses?
Nothing. If he loses a 58-year-old guy,
I'm done with boxing. I'm done with boxing, B. Boxing is done. I'm not watching boxing no more. Mike, that's the man. I was giving Buster Douglas.
If he was able to beat Mike Tyson, he needs to keep fighting old boxers. Stop fighting old UFC guys. Because it lends more credibility. If you go beat 58-year-old Mike Tyson, you should take on 52-year-old Roy Jones. You should be looking to take on 49-year-old Floyd Mayweather. That would look better.
No.
That would look better.
We can't have man breaking our heroes down, B. If Mike loses this man, B. No, bro.
Listen,
he knocked Nate Robinson out already, though, B. He knocked Nate Robinson out.
Yeah, but Nate Robinson's a basketball player. These guys are not
bro. Yeah, he didn't dunk on him. He punched him.
Yeah, Nate Robinson again the same, B. Like
I would not look at Nate Robinson the same. I looked at Nate Robinson crazy getting in the boxing ring when you can't box. Why are you in there? Play him 1-on-1.
That's like that receiver Johnny Morton getting his ass knocked out in the first 3 seconds of his first MMA fight, and he looked all jacked. That was the funniest thing ever. He gets knocked out, and then 24 hours later, he tests positive for PEDs. Bro,
why'd you take the PED for? Get knocked out.
Oh, PEDs.
Yeah, I want to see Ocho Cinco get in the ring with him, B. I want to see Ocho Cinco.
No, I don't want to see.
I'll watch him fight Terrell.
I don't want to see him fighting football players or basketball players. If you want me to take you serious in boxing, okay, I get it. You need names.
Knock out old niggas. Knock out old niggas. Right?
Go fight old boxers. Don't fight old UFC fighters. I ain't gonna give you no respect, bro. Now, if you able to beat Mike Tyson, hell, if you able to survive what this man finna do to you, I would like to see you fight old boxers. Go fight James Toney. That would lend to your credibility. That's what I'm saying. I can't see it. So if you can beat Mike Tyson, even a 58-year-old Mike, you need to be fighting a list of 50. You need to get Lennox Lewis next.
And that's kind of the thing I think nobody talks about.
This is what you should be doing, B. Why are you fighting Nate Robinson and Nate Robinson?
It's a circus.
And Nate Diaz. Bro, go fight other old boxers. Show me.
No, you can't do that, bro.
Hey, bro, fight Sugar Ray Leonard.
Look, here's the part of this that no one's talking about, right? This is just me talking as just an athlete. This isn't as a boxer. There's a certain situation in between your ears that you either got or you do not. If this thing, let's say hypothetically, and I don't think it'll ever will, but hypothetically, let's say this thing actually turns into a thing the last 3 rounds. Mike Tyson has that shit. Jake Paul does not have that shit. Period.
That's exactly the problem.
Period.
And this is why I'm saying, so if you're asking me to consider him winning, he's going to be the 50. This motherfucker Mike Tyson is on the podium with Thunderons on, bro, ripped up, So again, I'm not thinking he's not in the shape of his 20. Yeah, I'm not saying he's in 23-year-old shape, but he's in really great shape for 58.
Just so like me in college. Like,
you're like, if you beat him, you should fight Lennox Lewis next. Get Lennox Lewis out of retirement. Now we talking. But that's what I'm saying. How the hell is he gonna beat Mike Tyson? How the fuck is he gonna beat Mike Tyson? So I'm like, if you want me to consider this, he knocks Mike Tyson out. He's going to knock
Razor
Mike
fought
Tyson
recently.
out.
Razor won a fight within the last. Razor Ruddock won a fight within the last 2 or 3 years. I'd be down to see him take the smash.
Bro, this is what I'm saying. If you're going to beat Mike Tyson, you should fight George Foreman. Like, there's all kind of old boxers you can fight.
There's 15 George Foremans walking around this country. You gotta put a number on it.
Man, we talking about the one that matter. Shout out to the other ones.
Yo,
but I'm saying, bro.
Yeah. I don't want to see him beat nobody else. Yo, Tyson loses against him, B. I'm gonna be heartbroken, B. I'm gonna feel like I'm 12 years old over again, B.
I'm not gonna be heartbroken. I'm going to take his boxing serious. Now I want you. Okay, you still need to make great events. Stop fighting UFC fighters. Let's go and get some guys in that I know. Let's try James Toney next. Let's try Roy Jones. Let's see you get in there with some guys who could box. Because that's how you build up your reputation. You want to be, listen, if you go in that ring and put together 4 or 5 Hall of Fame wins, you're a novice. You're a YouTuber. You're not a boxer. You didn't fight amateur. You didn't fight Golden Gloves. You didn't fight Olympics. You just a YouTuber that can box. Listen, put a string together of 5 or 6 Hall of Fame wins. Go fight someone. I can't believe you could beat him, because if you could beat these Hall of Fame guys, because trust me, if you fight Lennox Lewis, you can go to England and sell that out. That's big money. If you could beat Evander Holyfield.
No, not Evander. Evander with the bad last fight. He shouldn't been in that ring.
It don't matter. He's fighting another boxer. He's fighting another boxer. If you, a novice off the street, could beat old Evander Holyfield, show me.
But if this is my thing, though, right? This is my thing. If you could beat Mike, and you've been doing it like that, go professional.
This is professional.
Shit you doing?
No, I can respect the circus because of the business, right? You want to fight big names. Well, guess what? Listen, Floyd is there. Show me.
Floyd, his brother fought Floyd. Remember, his brother fought Floyd.
Yeah, but that was an exhibition. This is a real fight. This is why when people asking me, is this a real fight? This is a real fight. This goes on Mike's record if he wins. This goes on Jake's record if he wins. Knockouts are allowed. They did.
So Jake's record could go anywhere from 1-0 to 0-1. Is what you're telling me?
Yes. No, he has professional fights. All them basketball players were professional fights.
Really?
I would at least, yes. But all them UFC fighters and athletes are professional fights. So again, my point is, I would at least rather see you fight other boxers. Fight old legends. Go fight you an old Andre Ward. I don't believe you got to show me you a boxer, and I'm getting exactly. But I'm saying, if you want to fight old guys, go fight you some old boxers. If you able to beat Mike Tyson, I don't give a fuck if Mike Tyson 50. I can't whoop Mike Tyson.
That's about.
I probably can't whoop Jake Paul in the boxing match neither, right? But I'm saying I know for sure I can't whoop Mike Tyson. I saw him and I know it. I know I don't have the jab or the feet. So if you have the feet, dancing skills, the footwork, and the jab to beat a Mike Tyson in 2-minute rounds, which is a minute less, in 8 rounds, if you can get a win over Mike Tyson, Lord knows you knock Mike Tyson out, bro, you need to be fighting boxers. And I don't care if you fight old boxers. James Toney, step it up. Fight you some guys who really still be fighting, old guys. Don't go fight the nobody names. I get it. You can't make no money off them fights. And they'll kick your ass. Them young hungry dogs in boxing will destroy you. Well, go beat up, go beat up old people. Because I just don't show me.
That's crazy. He said go beat up old people. Class and shit.
Yes, show me.
You want this 27-year-old guy to go beat up on old men? Just go beat up on. Come on, man.
I want to see Lennox Lewis fight. Can he beat Lennox Lewis? If he can knock Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis 50.
Wow. He probably still in shape too. Lennox Lewis
probably have to call it the LBC, the Lawn Bowling Championship of the World.
Mike Tyson is in shape, man. So if you could knock out, so when y'all asking me, All right, G, what happens if he wins? Well, go fight Lennox Lewis next. Then fight Roy Jones. Or go fight. Trust me, you want to impress us? That's impressive. Go fight old Vladimir Klitschko.
So let me ask you this, though. So say Mike gets in the ring, knocks him out. What happens to Jake Paul's career from there?
Nothing. We still watching because he's going to fight another basketball player. He's supposed to get knocked out.
Okay.
He's the Washington Generals.
He's supposed to get knocked out.
He just happens to be the team. He just happens to be if the Washington Generals was on the main part of the thing out in the front of the arena.
Oh, he's the A side. He's the A side of the
Washington. Come see the Washington Generals.
Shout out to Joey Westside. Man, I'm really infuriated. I'm mad. Look, I get it. Because people really feel like he's preying on old, great black men. Bro, you can't prey on these kind of guys. It's one thing to prey on Nate Robinson. Shout out to Squishy. Squishy, who made a great point. He fought a 5'9" point guard on dialysis. I'm not impressed. That's true, right? And I get that you're confused. Exactly. Shout out to D. Taylor, who came through with the tweet clutch. I got a fade for him. Brooklyn in the house.
Let's go. Let's go. He don't want to fight champ. He don't want to fight champ. He don't want to fight champ.
Show me.
He don't want to fight champ.
Here's the fight I want.
Fight Shannon Britt. Like this, now we talking.
If he beats Mike Tyson, there's only one person left for him to fight, and then he's got to hang it up.
Ooh.
Sylvester Stallone.
He'll kill Sylvester Stallone.
You see Sylvester throw that left in Tulsa.
In Tulsa King. He should have been so slight. He's looking crazy at that.
Mike has fought 2 world championship boxers.
Shout out to Kiwi. Do you think Floyd would entertain a Jake Paul fight of the bag right if he beats? Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be an official fight. Floyd, he'll make him fight at light heavyweight. Floyd will go and fight him.
But would he fight flies?
Floyd will go up to 175 to fight him in his proper division.
He might be 175 right now. We don't know that.
Who?
Floyd.
I'm saying.
Floyd might be.
Wait a minute. Now hold up, Squab. Shout out to Squab Cooks, not Shannon Briggs. G, you trying to get Jay killed? Shannon Briggs is 55 or something. Y'all telling me y'all want me to consider him beating Mike Tyson, but I'm supposed to be scared that he can't beat Shannon Briggs? If he go in there and beat Shannon and Mike is almost the same age, ain't they?
That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. Shannon Briggs should have been fighting him instead of Tyson. I feel like.
You know what?
Real shit.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
But that's a good fight.
That is a good fight.
He an older guy. Wait, no, he kind of young. Jake Paul.
He said junior.
If Jake is able to beat Mike Tyson, Lord knows, stop even 58-year-old Mike Tyson. Bro, we've been missing the great white hype this whole time.
I got the fight. Here's the fight. Okay.
He could go to Julio. He could go to Mexico, fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. for money. It will sell out an arena.
I got the fight right now. In San Francisco, where the Warriors play, Jake Paul versus Oscar De La Hoya in dresses.
Oscar will beat the dog. This is my
dress. Smoking. No trouble.
This is my point, bro. This is my point, bro. Like, he's going to beat Mike Tyson. Like, you want me to consider that, bro? He's going to beat Mike Tyson? I don't give a dog. So if he beats Mike Tyson at 58, who's in incredible shape, he got to be able to beat Lennox Lewis, Oscar De La Hoya. There's a lot of guys in their 50s he should be whooping on. And I want to see him all.
Vitaly Klitschko.
Yes, why not?
The lesser Klitschko. The older Klitschko.
No, Vitaly is the one. Vitaly
That's the one right there, right?
That's the one. Vitaly is better than Vlad. Vlad is more accomplished, but Vitaly is actually the scary one. Yeah, but you might as well. If you go knock out a 50-year-old Mike Tyson, how old is Vitaly now? Vitaly is what?
48, 49?
No, he older than that. Nah. Yeah, Vitaly older than that. Because he fought Lennox when he was a little younger. Vitaly is 53. Why not?
Son of a bitch.
Why not?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, damn.
Why not? Look, go fight Vladimir, Vitaly, Roy. Stop fighting old UFC fighters, Brody. If you gonna pull this off, just go fight them guys.
You know who's easier to knock out than people think? Who's the British guy that everybody knocks out?
Anthony Joshua?
Exactly.
No, he don't want to fight Anthony Joshua. He would die.
He don't want to fight Anthony Joshua.
That's way too young.
I'm just taking shots at Anthony Joshua.
Now you're going too far. It's going too 30. Listen, people better stop playing with AJ.
Okay. AJ gained 50 pounds for this fight. He's setting up a very interesting contest with who's the first guy, the Mexican guy that knocked out Anthony Joshua?
Yeah. You talk about Andy Ruiz. He can't fight Ruiz.
I'm not saying fight Andy Ruiz. Hold on. No one's saying that.
Why not? Let's bring back B-Hop.
Jake Paul, Andy Ruiz, bacon-wrapped Mexican hot dog eating contest.
Bro, we need to put him in. Where B-Hop at? Philly in the house. B-Hop. Look. If he could beat a 50, look, Squab. Shout out to Squab Cooks. Why do Hopkins think anybody can get in the ring with former world champions? Jake gonna end up in the fetal position because people want me to consider that he's going to beat 58-year-old Mike Tyson in shape. That's why.
What happens?
Listen, man. You the same as me. I'm just hoping it don't happen, bro. I'm really hoping that it don't happen. But I know it's a possible chance it can happen. I done seen Mike in the ring like this, against the rope like this. I'm done.
Other boxers, against other great fighters, not like other guys who fought in Olympics and Golden Gloves and people who could fight. Not against some guy who's on YouTube.
Is still in Mike? Think that spark is still in Mike?
It never goes out.
He said it went out when he lost that fight against that fool.
Trap, this is what I'm saying. Y'all want me to consider this. This is what my boxing coach tells me. He be like, Glasses, you got to consider it. Well, look, if he could beat Mike Tyson, shit, we need to line up Lennox, Vitaly, a couple of, what are we doing? Why are you fighting UFC guys? Shout out to Kelvin. At what point do we just make bro?
Everybody needs tomato cans to, get ready.
Compete like everybody else. He is not a boxer. That's why I'm not asking. I definitely don't want him to fight a 27-year-old Big Baby Anderson. Daniel Dubois is 27, a guy who just knocked out Anthony Joshua. No, I don't want him to fight him.
Everyone knocks out Anthony Joshua.
Kill him. He would die. I think he's going to die tonight. The only reason he may not actually die and go to heaven or hell is because Mike Tyson is 58 and he's going to show mercy. There is no reason he should be fighting guys like that. Shout out to the king of Bakersfield. Just wait. The fight will be here. Mike might get hurt. If you think Jake Paul can beat Mike Tyson, a guy that's on YouTuber, then we need, this is my point. People keep telling me that Jake, he can get hurt. Then look, after this fight, he needs to fight Lennox Lewis. He needs to fight Vitaly Klitschko, all the old guys, all the old first ballot Hall of Famers. Let's see. That way you start making your dance in boxing so we can see what you could do as a fighter. But I'm telling y'all right now, people screaming it's going to be a sloppy fight or this, bro, he don't dance. Mike Tyson is one of the kings of dance, bro.
That's why it's going to be sloppy. This fight, you think Holyfield and Mike had headbutts? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. There's going to be feet getting stepped on. There's going to be headbutts. There's going to be all kinds of weird shit.
Y'all think, bro? Because you know why sloppy shit happen in real boxing? Because everybody is moving the same way. He don't know how to move, bro.
It's going to be too awkward.
This is going to be, you know what this is going to be like? This is going to be like me driving down 167th Street through the Haitian district. You don't know how to drive, people are going to fucking crash. I'm just telling you.
The problem is Mike Tyson is the king of not crashing.
Like so am I, but everybody else crashes.
Let me ask you a question. What is he going to do when Mike Tyson gets close? Jake Paul is going to tie up Mike Tyson?
He's going to slide that shit.
Girl.
He's going to slide.
No, what's going to happen is when Mike starts to get close, Jake's not going to be reactionary. He's premeditated. So they're both going to crash as soon as they get close. Their heads are going to bump into each other, and they're going to regroup, and it's going to happen again.
Shout out to Beezy. Shout out to Beezy. Mike is definitely going to carry the fight tonight for the aesthetic, same way he tried to do against Evander, but nobody was fooled. He was no near ready to be in the ring with Mike. You talking about Roy. That's different, right? So there's two things. That's an exhibition fight. That's the first thing. The second thing is, so exhibition fight means there could be no winners and losers, and you can't knock somebody out, right? There's no winners and losers. He can't knock somebody out, right? That's exhibition. You don't declare a winner, right? That's different. This is a professionally sanctioned fight. The loss would go on Mike Tyson's record, right? 2, knockouts are allowed in this fight, man. And there's no carrying it. He couldn't carry Roy Jones. The belief that he is carrying Roy Jones is crazy. He didn't carry Roy Jones. Roy Jones can tie Mike's bicycle. He's one of the best boxers to ever live. Roy Jones Jr. is not a fucking what's the man name? Jake Paul is not one of the best boxers today. He's not one of the best boxers today. He's not even one of the best novice boxers today. But you want me to believe a guy that's not a great novice boxer is going to beat one of the greatest fighters ever past his prime is insane. And I'm saying at this point, we might as well just decide, hey, you know what? Hold up. I'm not hating on UFC boxers, UFC guys. V, Glasses quit hating on the UFC's guys. There's no way that Jay can beat Francis Ngannou. No, because Francis Ngannou is in the prime of his career. But what I'm saying to you is he needs to fight old boxers. That's better than fighting old basketball players or old football players.
Glasses wanted to go to the retirement home and just fight boxers, just knock old boxers out. But he wanted to fight all our legends and just knock the niggas out. You know,
so he gonna knock. Listen, if he can knock out a bunch of legends, I want to see it. That means he's a good boxer.
This cannot happen, yo. This cannot happen, bro. I'm telling you, yo. This happens right now, big. This is like saying Santa Claus is like a grown. Come on, man. No, bro. This can't happen, bro.
Can we put, you know, those canes that attach to your mid forearms? Can we put those on Mike just to balance it out?
Mike better knock this motherfucker out, B. If Mike don't knock this motherfucker out, I'm telling you,
he's going to knock him out.
Monday, when I'm here on Monday, B.
Knock him out, bro.
If we come back on Monday and we come back talking about Mike got knocked the fuck out, B.
We need to be scheduling Jake next fight. we need to get Lennox Lewis. I'll make a phone call. I'll use the bat phone at the studio, and we'll get Lennox Lewis on the line and set it up. Listen, if Jake Paul knocks out Mike Tyson, everybody wants me to consider this. I'll also consider it. He needs to be fighting other great boxers that are old and retired. Let's bring back Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir about 40, 52, 53. Come on.
You know what I think gonna happen? This is what I think could possibly happen, right? He go up in the ring, he work Mike, and then some young stud comes back and gets Mike's revenge on him and knocks him the fuck out the next fight. The way Mike did with Larry Holmes back in the days.
Those are two boxers. You got to stop treating Jake. Listen, if Jake Paul can be 58-year-old Mike Tyson, he's a really great novice. Because there's not really a lot of great novices that could beat Mike Tyson right now. Especially guys who ain't fought 30 fights in their whole life. Jake Paul hasn't fought 30 fights in his entire life. Remember, by the time Floyd Mayweather became a professional boxer, he had already fought 200-300 fights.
Yeah.
You start talking about guys like Usyk, who was the undisputed heavyweight champion. He fought 300 and 400 fights before he became a professional boxer. Yeah. Remember, these guys go through the amateurs. They fight 100 fights as amateurs.
They start boxing at 6 years old.
Olympics.
The guy I want to see him fight.
And then they fight all these fights as a professional. So this guy is going to be one of the greatest fighters, even though he's an older man, 58 years old. He is close to 60, totally agree, but he's in shape. He's going to beat one of the 10 greatest heavyweights ever, right? And he don't have 20 fights. Bro, we need to see him fight other old boxers.
I want to see him fight.
He should fight other guys his age. He would need to go fight other novice his age. And there is no 27-year-old novice in boxing. Everybody at that point is probably in contender status or a real problem.
You're almost like, if you haven't done it by that age, it's kind of like.
Yeah. You're not even supposed to be a novice at 27 for the most part.
Most guys are probably out of the sport by that time if it hasn't happened yet.
If y'all want me to consider it, because I had to come here and be like, hey, I was wrong. Jake Paul accomplished it. Then he need to fight a bunch of old fighters. Show me.
The one fight I want to see
Oscar De La Hoya next. Fight Oscar.
Who was that guy from Wales? That's the guy I want to see him fight. His name starts with a G. He beat Roy Jones.
Oh, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Start with a G.
Triple G.
Not Triple G, but you know what I'm talking about. The guy from Wales. He retired undefeated.
How old is David Haye? David Haye might be too young. David Haye might be 48.
You really want to put him in there with fucking people getting Social Security, B? This shit is crazy, man. You know, just knock out a bunch of motherfuckers just getting. Come on, man. Yo, bro.
The fact that you think he's going to knock out all these people. He got to be a great fighter at that point.
It's a C. Calzaghe. I want to see him fight that guy.
Joe Calzaghe, man. Yeah. We might as well.
I want to see that fight. Because how old is that guy?
Joe Calzaghe got to be in his 50s like Roy Jones.
Oh, man.
He's good.
I'm really scared tonight, B. I'm really scared, B. I'm scared, B.
So now we said a YouTuber is good enough.
Yeah, he's 52. Calzaghe.
Kelvin said he's with Trap. I'm tired of him just fighting the old heads. Win or lose, it's weak. Bro.
Yeah, man.
It would lend so much credibility to him if he fought old fucking great boxers. Not old UFC fighters, old basketball players. I don't see it nowhere. The fact that y'all think he just gonna start running through old heads, can't none of us in this boxing chat or on this screen whoop none of them old people. Not my young homies can't whoop them. It's these guys are professional fighters. He might as well fight Triple G next. Exactly. Triple G got to be like, what, 48?
Triple G ain't no 48 yet. Triple G 48?
He might be.
Nah, Triple G in his 30s.
No, Triple G
he's in his 40s probably now.
Word?
Yeah, Triple G is older.
I want to see him fight Calzaghe. Calzaghe talks shit. He punches the entire time. No defense, all offense. He never punts.
Triple G is 42. 42.
He 42? Okay.
42.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So y'all telling me what's going to have to happen is the first 3 rounds. Once again, this is No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour. Feel me? Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon, Pacific Standard Time. Click that thumbs up button. Let people know you here. When you click that thumbs up button, do that solid for me. The super chats is open if y'all buying us lunch or dinner for this fight tonight. Click the link in the description. Subscribe to No Ceilings Podcast, the podcast. The reason we do the actual live stream is to promote the No Ceilings Podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, Black Effect, and iHeart Network. Go on, subscribe, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcast. Listen, if y'all want me to consider that he's going to beat Mike Tyson at 58, a guy that has less than 20 fights total in his entire life, is going to beat somebody who has more than 300 fights, 200 fights, probably over 100 fights as an amateur and probably 50, 60 fights as a professional. One of the greatest heavyweights in the history of the sport, even at 58, a guy who's a novice, then he should be fighting other old boxers. That's why you're fighting Nate Diaz. Fight Lennox Lewis. Y'all keep saying, oh, man, Lennox Lewis would beat the shit out of all these people, just like Mike Tyson is going to beat the shit out this man tonight. I don't know what the hell are y'all talking about. The hell am I considering this for?
I hope so.
You want me to consider this man who ain't got 20 fights is going to be one of the smartest fighters in the history of boxing. Because you know why? If he beats him, he has to be a smart fighter. He would need to be a fucking what do you call it? Like a prodigal, like a prodigy of boxing. And the reason I don't believe that is because when he fought Tyson Fury's brother, Tommy Fury beat him, and Tommy Fury wasn't an amateur. He don't have no big career. He couldn't beat Tommy Fury, who just happened to come from a boxing family. Tommy Fury right now can't beat Mike Tyson. He'd have to be a savant. Shout out to Squab Cooks. He'd have to be a savant. And if he was a savant, he wouldn't have lost to Tommy Fury. So I don't want to see him fight other guys that's 27. No, I don't want to see him fight Big Baby Anderson or a light heavyweight. He's going to fight better.
What about the Bronze Bomber?
But what? Deontay Wilder would murder him. He would die.
That's what we need. Society needs this to end.
Oh no, I don't want to serve him.
Tyson should do it tonight.
That's what's probably going to happen, and you're gonna feel, and you guys are gonna feel bad.
For who? Nah. Who feel bad for who?
Y'all feel bad for Jake Paul.
There's not feeling bad for no
motherfucking Jake Paul.
When y'all see how this happens, when he gets him anywhere close to where he needs to be, and he hits that boy, dog. If Mike Tyson hits one of us, it's not normal.
I'm gonna hear him whistle.
You see, he slapped the man, and the man didn't even know what happened. You see, slapped the man, and the man didn't know what happened. Shout out to Squab Cooks. Squab Cooks is killing the comments. Antonio Tarver, why not? I don't believe you.
Not the magic, man. Not the magic.
I don't believe you. If you could beat Mike Tyson, get Antonio Tarver. That's a big fight. Make all these Netflix fights. Show me fighting all these old guys. Show me. Whoop some Hall of Famers. Don't whoop no more boxers. I mean, don't whoop no more basketball players or old UFC fighters. Fight some past their prime boxers. That's what, you know what's funny? When Danny Garcia from Philadelphia was making his bones coming up as a professional before he became a contender, he fought Eric Morales. Eric Morales at that time was 35, 36 years old. The first time they fought, when I tell you he dragged Danny through the gates of hell, Danny Garcia was a upcoming. He had an amateur career that was pretty good. He was a Golden Glove champion, if I remember correctly. You know what I mean? He had won 20, 30, 20-some fights at that point. Danny Garcia could fight. Danny Garcia is a fringe Hall of Famer right now. He's a really good fighter. He fought old Eric Morales at 36. This is Danny Garcia, who really fights. Eric dragged him through the gates of hell. Like, it was the worst fight I seen Danny in. And the second time they fought, he got better. He beat Eric and stopped him, or old Eric Morales. So if I'm saying, right, if he's going to beat Mike Tyson at 58, let's see how good you are. Keep scaling back. Okay, Lennox might be too big for you because
Lennox too big for him.
I don't even know if it's size. Because I'm saying that 5'11".
Fuck him up. He want to do with that jab, man. That jab still
That's what I'm saying. So what he gonna do with Mike Tyson jab, who got one of the most underrated jabs in boxing?
But
like,
Mike
it's
hasn't
this
used his
confusion that
jab
Mike
since
is like 5'11" and got these Dino-Raptor arms. Mike Tyson jab is incredible. What the fuck is Jacob doing this motherfucking jab? Man, trapped a motherfucker, shook my hands, bro. His fucking hands.
I did it before too.
Mike Tyson hands covered fucking. It went to my wrist, bro. This motherfucking neck and fucking hands, bro, are huge.
Yo, right?
Huge.
So I remember one time, it was about 20 years ago, right? We was going to the club one night, and my man was just talking shit about Mike. Some reason Mike Tyson came up. I had called my man today. He had told me, he had recited this. He told the whole story though. So we in a limo, right? It's my man's birthday. We got a limo and shit. We young at the time. And my man was talking shit about Tyson for some reason. And we got out the car. It was in the city. We was like on 8th Avenue, about to go to like M2 at the time. Who the fuck do we see but Mike Tyson carrying his man over to the store, B? I come back to him. I said, yo, come out the car, B. Come out the car. What you got to say about me? Walk to the store. I'm like, what you got to say to Mike? My man sees Mike and said the same thing you said. Hey, Mr. Tyson, and shook his hand, B. And word up, we shook his hand, and Mike had bear claws, B. I'm 6'6". Look at my hand size. Mike had my hand like this, B.
I got big hands.
Yeah,
the only dude hands I remember being bigger than Mike is when I shook Kawhi hands. That nigga hit here.
Too. Yeah.
Right? So it's like, my hands are huge, bro. I'm like, so y'all want me to think a YouTuber, I mean, look, he's a really good fighting YouTuber, is going to beat fucking Mike Tyson at 58, who's in shape with a six-pack? Okay, show me. And if he does, I got a bunch of other Hall of Famers that's older. Stop fighting these fucking basketball guys. Stop fighting these UFC guys. Lennox Lewis next. Hold up. Shout out to the homie. He had a good list. Shout out to my boy D. Taylor. That's true. He got to go Shannon, Roy Jones, Triple G, and Floyd. Yes, because Shannon is about Shannon about the same height. Shannon about 6'2", 6'3".
Shannon break him.
Then why the fuck would Mike Tyson not break him? Because Shannon Briggs and Mike Tyson is probably the same damn size.
Shannon was trying to fight Wilder. He was trying to fight Wilder. What the hell? He gonna get in the ring with that boy? He gonna Man. Yeah, listen, man. I just know. I just hope to God, man, for real, that this shit don't happen, man. For real. I want Mike to win. I'm rooting for Mike to win.
I'm gonna let boxing happen how boxing happen. If he is strong enough if he has the footwork and the IQ and the jab to keep Mike Tyson, because Lord knows Mike Tyson's gonna hit him. So that means you got to take a shot. You got to take a shot from Mike Tyson. I don't give a fuck if it's 58-year-old Mike Tyson. You got to take a shot. So you're going to take some shots. So that means you done proved yourself. If you get out them first 2 rounds where this motherfucker punch you in your face, because he ain't the greatest defender. It ain't like he got this shoulder roll and no, nigga.
Nope.
Mike Tyson going to hit you. So that means you finna have to get hit by one of the greatest heavyweights in the history of boxing, even at 58. And the last thing to go is the power. So you're going to go. Huh?
The difference between their training. You ever seen that video where they show Mike Tyson training, then they show Jake Paul training? Just like the intensity that is different within the whole shit, though, B. It's like it's totally different. It's gonna be ugly, man. I hope so.
Shout out to City of B gas holders. Jake went to Mayweather School of picking fights. No, he didn't, because he picked this fight wrong. If he picked this fight right, then he need to keep picking boxers. He need to keep picking boxers. If he picked this fight right, if he pick a fight, he need to keep picking boxers. Why the hell would you go fight anybody else? You know how much credibility that lends to you if you beat Mike Tyson? You know how much credibility that lends to you if you beat Shannon Briggs? Like, that makes you look for real. None of us are, like, only the casuals fool when you beat UFC guys. Only the casuals fool when you beat basketball guys. You want to fool glasses? Well, line it up. Shannon Briggs, some Lennox Lewis, fight Roy Jones, fight James Toney, fight some fighters who gonna be big fights for you, who gonna do incredible. Some of these dudes is pay-per-view. Fight Oscar. Fight old Oscar.
In a dress.
Not in a dress.
Fight old Oscar, bro.
Yeah.
Fight old Oscar.
What his brother do now? Do wrestling now?
Who?
His brother wrestling now, right? His brother, he wrestling now, right?
Everything but fighting, because he got punched upside his damn head.
Mm-hmm. You know, seeing what it's like to fight a real fighter.
Shout out to Beezy, who makes a great point. He already made a bad decision with Tommy Fury. Exactly. Listen, Floyd, people keep saying Floyd picked fights. You can't pick the best fighters and boxers and say you picking fights. You got to whoop these people. Like Jake Paul. I get the thought of picking him. Mike Tyson probably don't got his old legs. He's 58. I saw him in with Roy Jones, even though you're not Roy Jones. Right? You pick Roy Jones. Oh, yeah, you know, his legs ain't there. He's 58. He don't got the same thing. It's Mike fucking Tyson. Ain't no way nobody could pick Mike Tyson. You know what a good pick for Mike Tyson? If Usyk said he was going to pick Mike Tyson, that's a pick. If Big Baby Anderson, that's a pick. And you better be careful, because he will hit you. Like, bro, he need to be fighting other old boxers. There's a lot of them. They would love a $5, $6, $7, $8, $10 million paycheck. And some of them gonna sell pay-per-views. Lennox Lewis, you can sell out Wembley. You can sell out Wembley. Say a
27-year-old was just walking around the street smacking the shit out of 60-year-old niggas all day. What you gonna you gonna think that's some type of shit like that? Like, I don't know, bro. Get some niggas at your age and go fight.
I do not want him to fight Daniel Dubois.
I do. I wish that nigga get fucked up. That
wouldn't even be him getting fucked up. He would get decapitated. It would be the saddest day in fucking sports entertainment history. You know, you thought that thing Anderson Silva was crazy when he kicked that man and his leg broke? Put Jake Paul in with Daniel Dubois, a 27-year-old fucking heavyweight champion. He would fucking put him in with Better Biev or Bivol. They would put him in the hospital.
It'd be like when Razor Ruddock fought like that Michael Dokes guy or whatever his name was, and he knocked him out for 15 minutes. He got hung up on the ropes and took like 2 shots too, because he couldn't fall because the ropes were holding him up.
Shout out
for about 15, a quarter of an hour.
I don't want to see our elders get mopped up. I don't believe he could mop up our elders. Yeah, I don't believe he could mop up. I think y'all confused what elders mean. Y'all got this shit fucked up. Don't none of you little stupid ass 27-year-olds in this chat run around thinking you finna whoop Mike Tyson.
That's what they gonna see. That's what I'm saying, son.
No, I'm telling them to save their life. I'm not worried about Evander Holyfield or Mike Tyson or Lennox Lewis or David Haye or Vitaly Klitschko. I'm worried about you. And Jake Paul ain't no different than you. He not that far different from you. You is not finna go in there and whoop this man. I told y'all this. I watched Robert Shapiro train 2 years ago. Robert Shapiro was 79. He probably 81. Freddie Roach been training Robert Shapiro for like 30 years.
Lawyer?
30 years. Yes. I saw him in the ring. He was 79. Pete, I wouldn't fight him.
Wow.
And I fight Pete. I got good. I'm all right. Pete, I wouldn't fight him. He was 79. Wow. I'm like, you know what? He's 81 now. That's a bad fight.
He's gonna touch you up. He's gonna touch you up right there.
And maybe when you hit him, you hoping you just knock him out.
Because you're gonna roll.
He gonna hit you a lot. And he gonna hit you. He gonna hit you. He punched him. When I tell you, it was like the smoothest thing from a 79-year-old man. I wish he put up video so people could see how cold Bob Shapiro is with them things. I think he don't show people on purpose because he want one of you niggas to try him. He want one of you niggas walking up trying to talk about the OJ trial being funny and all that. He want one of you niggas to try him. So he put some 81-year-old tips on you niggas and fuck you up and all that.
Well, you know why this all started? That's all. It's because the new Larry H. Parker got stabbed out in front of their legal building in Long Beach. Now he decided, I got to defend myself.
Man, that man, people crazy. Jake Paul is like one of us fighting somebody, bro. He don't have 10 years of training. And shout out to new J-Mo. That's a great point, the new J-Mo. I've been saying it. He's going to be in Jake's face so fast. That's what Jake and them cannot assume. Like, you can't get James the Beast and emulate Mike Tyson. You cannot emulate Mike Tyson. He's still like going to arrive quicker than anything, and he's going to punch you hard.
Yeah,
he's going to punch you, bro. I don't see in no world Jake is going to whoop this man. I can't see it.
I hope not.
And if he does, I respect it. I'm going to give you credit for beating a first ballot Hall of Famer at 58. That's a special thing because you had to have a lot of skills that we didn't see. So at that point, let's see you fight some other boxers. I'm not finna throw you to the wolves. Not sicking you. I'm not sicking Daniel Dubois on you. I'm not gonna sick Big Baby Anderson on you. I'm not gonna sick killers on you. I'm not gonna sick Andy on you. I'm not gonna put them guys who would probably, kill you, hit you, and hurt your mother. Feel me? I'm saying, well, whoop Lennox Lewis or Oscar next. Let's see how skilled you are.
If Mike loses, Cuss is gonna be rolling in his grave, B.
No, he's not.
For real.
No, he's not. He's not. He's gonna be like, I should. He's gonna be like, I should. Listen, if he beats Mike Tyson, he's the great white hope. Because that means he could beat some novice. He could beat some novice because there's some novice that can't beat Mike Tyson. It's some novice that can't beat Mike Tyson, dog. I'm telling you, I can't see him beat Mike fucking Tyson. How the fuck is he gonna beat Mike fucking Tyson? How the fuck is he gonna beat Mike fucking Tyson? Mike
for
Tyson
10 million, Mike taking a dive.
You said who?
For 10 million, Mike might be taking a dive, B.
No, sir.
I hope not.
No,
I
sir.
hope not.
No, sir. Mike ain't never took no dives, and he ain't finna take no dives today. You gonna have to go get it to heart against a young fighter who can fight.
But that wasn't him taking a dive. That was just him being over it.
Yes.
He was like this.
And he still fought another really great fighter.
I'll never forget that shit, yo. That shit, I said, damn,
I didn't think nothing
I wasn't
about
that hurt when that happened, though.
Because he's fighting another boxer who can fight and a big old young boy that could punch and had a lot of fights. Jake Paul ain't had 20 fights total, amateur and professional. You're not whooping Mike Tyson. I'm telling you, I saw that J-Mo. He makes a great point. Did you see Mike Tyson's eyes at that weigh-in? That dude is so, I saw him at the press conference. When y'all get off this live, we about to end this live in the next 5 minutes. Shout out to everybody who been enjoying your lunch break. And y'all know the fight is tonight. We all getting ready. It's in a couple hours, about 2, 3, 4 hours, they start the card. So, we all going to talk about it. We back here Monday to talk about it. Listen, I saw the press conference. Mike is so irritated and fed up that people think that this man could whoop him because he's 58. He is so disappointed. He is so disappointed. Shout out to Larry Love. Mike looked very old when he fought Roy Jones. He didn't look like he should be fighting. I love Mike, but for $10 million, Mike taking a dive. Larry is Roy Jones. It's Roy Jones. So he's going to look old fighting Roy Jones.
Mike said he might be high during the fight on Kimmel.
On Toad? On the Toad?
He said, what about Kimmel?
Wasn't he on Kimmel talking about weed? He said he didn't rule out that he might be high during the fight.
He can be high as he want to. Jake can't whoop him. This belief that he might look old fighting Roy Jones. It's Roy Jones. Jake Paul can't whoop Roy Jones. The hell are y'all talking? Jake can't whoop no boxers. The hell is wrong with y'all? So if he can whoop Mike Tyson, he should fight Roy Jones next. That'll sell out an arena.
I think after what Roy Jones gonna see what he do to Mike Tyson tonight, he ain't gonna want to fight him.
So now he gonna whoop him, and Roy Jones gonna be scared of Mike. So Roy Jones gonna be scared of Jake Paul.
I couldn't do it. Jake did it. Why am I gonna fuck with Jake for? I'm just saying, B.
Over his grave, bro.
He ain't in the grave yet. He ain't in the grave yet.
This is the cinematic. This is like the realization, the coming to life of the old Damon Wayans movie, Great White Hype, where he got all out of shape and fought the guy. I could beat him with my blackness.
Exactly.
He's eating ice cream.
This is what's happening. If he beats Mike Tyson, even a 58-year-old Mike Tyson with less than 20 complete fights in his life, he is the great white hope.
Boxing's done if this shit happens. It's done. It's over.
Yeah, you know who wants Jake Paul to win? Who's the bald guy who runs the UFC?
Shout out to Craze, trap on bullshit. Yes, he is. Because now Roy Jones is like, well, I don't want none of Jake. Bernard Hopkins, I don't want none of Jake, man. That Jake Paul guy, man, he just carry his name in boxing.
Nigga said, you want Jake Paul?
If he exercises the puncher's chance principle.
Lennox Lewis, you want some of this too, old man? No. That's what you said is going to happen.
I'm just saying.
People talk about he look old against Roy. It's Roy Jones. Roy Jones could tie him up, move a million ways. One of the best, a first ballot Hall of Famer. Nigga, Jake Paul is not Roy Jones. Jake Paul at 27 ain't Roy Jones at 54. It's Roy Jones. LeBron James Jr. cannot beat Mike Tyson right now. Right now.
Michael Jordan.
Not Michael Jordan right now.
You think Michael Jordan would have got drafted in the first 2 rounds if he entered the draft last week? Or last month, whatever the fuck?
Yes, he's 6'6".
Everybody is 6'6".
Yeah, Mike could go first round. He go first round.
No way. Only because of the money.
He gonna go first pick. He go first pick right now at the same time. He gonna be the third pick today.
Bullshit.
To my old man Mike right now.
Only for the money.
To my old man Mike right now. You talking about Mike
old man
back
Mike?
when he got drafted. Old man Mike Pete? Old man Mike Pete ain't getting drafted. Nah.
Wait a minute, you saying old man Mike?
Old man Michael Jordan?
Oh, you talking about when young Mike get? You saying young Michael Jordan get drafted today, or will you talking about 60-year-old Mike?
I talk about today, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan today is phenomenal. Michael Jordan
he's not gonna get drafted. No,
was hitting his nipples on the rim in 1982.
Oh, okay, yeah. No,
back then he was. No, right now, no.
No. But Bronny shouldn't have got drafted neither.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. I want to do a remake of the famous Suge Knight. If you don't want your producers all up in your videos, but of LeBron James, if you don't want your teammates' kids all up on your roster, come to the Boston Celtics.
Larry Love, y'all missing the point. Laughing out loud. Mike owe them folks. They got to recoup. They put him back in position when he was down, in and out. This the payback. This ain't no payback. What's the payback?
Man, that's crazy.
He's not favored.
Man.
Yeah, it's not.
He's not even favored, Larry. Like, what's the payback? He gonna take a dive for them to make what?
They can make
y'all gotta stop watching the movie.
Last week.
This is not them movies,
Netflix
dog.
gave him the bad.
They set this up because they think Jake Paul is going to beat a 58-year-old man. That's why they made the fight. This is what everybody's assuming. This is what his boxing coach, his team. I could see if this was like him fighting against 27-year-old. I get the thought. You listen, to be great, you got to be a little crazy, bro. Like I see it. I get it now more than ever because I sound crazy to people. To be great, you got to be a little delusional. And Jake is delusional enough to understand where Mike Tyson is at in his career. He's just confusing to me where he's at as a fighter. But why would he not think he could fight if he's fighting fights that he's winning? Even if he's fighting guys that are not boxers, he's still knocking out guys. But again, you have to be delusional. It requires a level of delusional to do the shit that Jake Paul is doing. It's really a lot of great things. Even making these events is greatness. And he understood this was the greatest event possible, and this was his best chance. But again, dog, you talking about he's misjudged multiple times.
You know how I know Jake Paul's not ready for this fight? This is really sneaky off the books shit. Okay. If Jake Paul was really about that shit, he'd have had a domestic violence arrest by now. And he hasn't. So he's not with the shit like that. See, Ray knows.
Shout out to Craze. Mike smoke and drink too much today. Yes, but you not whooping him, Craze.
That just means he's an angry drunk.
We not whooping him, Craze. It's just certain people not whooping Mike Tyson. He's too smart. He's just too smart, bro. Everybody talk about all this crazy shit. He's too smart, bro. He knows too much about boxing. He thinks boxing. Jake Paul don't think boxing.
Do you think he'll fuck him till he loves him?
Oh, God. Remember he said that shit?
Pete is crazy, man.
He said, I eat your kids. All praise due to Allah. That was the illest shit right there. That was that, yo. You gonna get in the ring with somebody that said that right there? That's crazy. Wow.
Man, I don't know what people talk about. We'll be back here Monday. We up to 500 viewers. Shout out to everybody that's watching those. We up to 500 viewers right now. That's dope.
That's crazy.
Shout out to everybody watching. We for check out. Click that thumbs up button. No Ceilings Live lunch hour Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon. If you were picking Jake Paul and you right, make sure you come back at noon Monday so you can rub it in my face. Click the link in the description. Click the link in the description. If y'all want to make some bets, hit me on Twitter, hit me on IG. We can bet some lunches, all kind of stuff. I'm all in. Click the link in the subscription. Subscribe to No Ceilings Podcast on Apple Podcasts or anywhere you get your podcast. Executive produced by Charlemagne the God, Black Effect Network, and iHeart Media Conglomerate. I will see y'all back here Monday. Make sure y'all watch the fight on Netflix with Mike Tyson. It's going up. Yeah.
We are not betting the super chat pool on the fucking fight.
We betting the super chat.
We are not betting the super chat pool.
We're betting the super chat pool.